Welcome to Resistance Pilates Calm 10 minutes beginner's level. The first move is called separating the clouds. This is where we come up with the hands from our sides, breathing in as we rise and out as we come down. Breathing is really important with Resistance Pilates because it actually controls the flow and puts you in a state of relaxation, yet at the same time you're working. So you can see as the arms rise, you're looking up at those arms, and as you come down, you're sinking the knees. Rising up, palms facing forwards, feeling those shoulders going back. Those of you who have shoulder pain, make sure you get the shoulders set back using your shoulder blades, and that should minimize the pain. Any of these moves are too painful, then back off and just do what you can. And the fingertips are just touching at the top there as you come down. Rising up, breathing in, and then slowly down. Don't rush the movement down because this is where you're really working the muscles well. And then breathing out to the bottom. So the next move is a move called the Shan Chi. This is requiring some flexion in the spine where we're coming downward with the fingers just touching the ground, reaching up, arms apart, palms forward, and then coming back down all the way, curling down from the head and neck all the way down to your back, fingers touching the floor, and then coming up, expanding that chest, shoulders back, palms facing forward. Brilliant exercise for flexibility. Those of you who have acute back or problems with the back that are really stiff, you're not going to get this far down, or your hamstrings are a bit tight. If the hamstrings are tight, don't be frightened to bend your knees as you come down just to get those fingers on the floor. If you're feeling dizzy with these moves, you certainly don't go all the way down, and just do what you can within your own capability. See how the head is rising as the fingers come up to the top. Breathing out as we come down. Knuckles touching the ground and then coming up, palms facing forward. Now we're activating those muscles. We're using the shoulder muscles, we're using abs, we're using glutes. All these muscles are being recruited, yet at the same time, you're really mobilizing the spine into flexion, which actually many of us don't seem to do during the day because we're frightened of it or we just can't be bothered to bend down. Coming up with the hands all the way to the top, so the fingers just touching, and then slowly back down. So the next move is called high surrender. This is a great one where we're just using the rotator cuff muscles to extend the shoulders backwards with the elbows bent at 90 degrees, then coming back down to the waist, coming up, opening the palms apart, and the shoulder blades are back in the horizontal plane. This is harder than it looks because actually you're using those weaker rotator cuff muscles, namely things like the infraspinatus and the teres muscles, because we tend to get those weaknesses as we age and we don't use this movement pattern enough. So this is great to train them up and retain them up there with the bands doing their resistance. Breathing out as we come down. And just getting the shoulder blades back. When the shoulder blades go back, try and move them sort of inwards and downwards, and we're using the lower traps or trapezius muscles to do this, and that just is a great way to set the platform, because essentially the scapula is the platform for the shoulder to move correctly with. Those of you who have rotator cuff related shoulder pain or what was known as impingement may find this beneficial, but if you've got really sharp acute pain and it's not getting better with these movements, you don't do them. But certainly give them a go. This next move is a lovely move where we're now starting to move the feet a bit more. So we're coming over the drum And we're rocking forward onto that leg. And we're bringing the hands over the knee, shoulder width apart, and then rocking back on that heel as we come back, shoulder blades back. So shifting the weight forward over that knee, rocking back on the heel, and then we're going on the other side for 4 reps. Rocking back on that heel. Don't rush this move. It's a lovely flowing movement. Really good for the shoulders again, getting them back into retraction and coming forward. We're also working the quads because we're getting the stability there as we come over that leading leg. And then we return to the start position. So the next move here is called Spring and Autumn. And this is simply where we're coming up with the hands in front of us, palms facing downwards, then open them outwards, palms facing forwards, shoulders back. Come back down on breathing. Breath in, up the hands, palms facing forward, shoulders back. Bring them back to the center line and slowly sink the knees and the hands. Breath in. The breathing here is so important. This is a great way to start exercises, actually, Spring and Autumn, but we've got it halfway through the program here. Coming back down, sinking the knees. And we're bringing the shoulder blades back and down. I don't want you to do 100% effort with the shoulder blades being forced back. Normally about 50%, and that gets the scapula set. This is great to reset posture, especially those of us that sat behind a desk an awful lot. And now we're just getting those shoulders right back and sinking down. Don't forget to sink the knees as we come down with the breath out. You'll get the flow the more often you do these exercises, and as you settle into them, some of them you'll be able to do with your eyes closed and take yourself into a completely relaxed zone. This next move is called Move the Waters. We're just stepping forward with the leading leg and just sweeping our hands from the side the leg came from, but see how both palms are facing towards the direction you're pushing the water in this move. Over towards the opposite leg, and we're rocking forward on that knee, coming back on the heel as we swing those arms to the opposite side. And then we go to the other side, and again you can see the palms just facing in the direction we want to take them, with one hand above the other, just sweeping sideways across there. Top arm's fully extended, the bottom arm is slightly bent as we do these moves. It's a good one for balance as well, because we're using one leg to sort of come forward on into that step stance. So we're going back to the start point, ready for the next move. This next move is called Dove Wings. It's a really good move. It's similar to the last one, where we're coming over a leading leg, but we're actually raising the arms upwards this time, palms facing downwards. And as we come downwards, we're rocking back on that heel. Upwards, nice deep breath in, fingers apart, rocking back on that leg, heel taking the weight. And you're just getting a nice flow there. Breathing out as we come down, and breathing in as we raise those arms. Fingertips should be nice and relaxed during this movement. Now we're changing the other side to the opposite leg, and we're just repeating the move. Try and keep your tummy tight. Glutes are working as well here. Don't forget, a lot of these exercises are whole body exercises. People just think it's shoulders that are working here, but actually it's not. You're working the quads, you're controlling those quads with the glutes. And when I say that, I mean, I don't want the knee to drift inwards. You've got to be able to see the big toe if you ever look down over it, because otherwise the glutes are not activating properly. This is a lovely way to end the class. Closing the chi, so we're just coming up as if we're scooping water from a low sink, and then pushing your hands gently down. Scooping the water towards the bridge of your nose, turning the palms downwards, and just Gently pushing them downwards and repeat. And see how the knees are sinking as we breathe out. This is where the breathing's really important to end the exercise, because it just puts your mind, body in a fantastic, relaxed state to end with. You can repeat these moves as often as you want. And a lot of people just close their eyes at this stage just to really chill out. And you're finished. Well done.